Alright, what's up everyone, my NRE family? We got the podcast, I don't know what episode it is, fuck you, but it's Christmas! Yes, so we're gonna have nothing Christmas themed on this podcast, because that's not what the podcast is about, right? It's about what's going on in today's society, my opinions on bullshit, some fun little things here and there, your guys' feedback, you know, this is how we do it. So here we go. Alright, so we got Tiny Dancer in the house, as always. Got the little ears going. It's the best I can do. Come on, give me props. Leia's sitting over here today, and kind of stinky. Ew. Alright, well, and then today we are going to have some wine. That's right, today's drink of choice is wine. I'm going to see if you guys can figure out what I'm drinking. If you think you know, put it in the comments or the Discord. Maybe I actually will give a prize for someone who figures it out. But it's Christmas, and an Italian Christmas tradition is to drink a little bit of red wine. So cheers to you guys. Now I hate wine, but this one's pretty good. That's why I'm curious to see if you guys can figure it out. Alright, so we got a lot of good shit going on today, actually. It's going to be a kind of a longer one. I decided to give you guys a little bit extra today for Christmas. We're going to have our quickies, our big things. I got some top fives, my recommendations, and all that fun stuff. Alright. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so, as you guys have probably known, but for those who don't, Cyberpunk 2077 is a dumpster fire disaster. Oh my god. This is why I don't buy new-gen games. This is it. This is exactly why I don't buy new-gen games. Because they're just garbage. There's no, like, standards or rules anymore. Like, they can just release shit. Like, and people will pre-order it still, and that's the other thing. I don't know who to blame. Do we blame the developers, or do we blame the sheeple who just constantly buy these new games and not give a fuck? Like, how many times does Bethesda need to fuck up one of those games again? You know, what was that game called? The Assassin's Creed. They just keep fucking it up every time, and people keep pre-ordering it. Well, if you're just gonna give them money every time, why would they care? It'd be like if you were washing someone's car and they just paid you halfway through. You'd be like, okay, well, I don't give a shit about the rest. And then they go, oh, here's another $10 for next time. Okay, you know, you just wouldn't give a shit. Well, that's what we're doing. But because of all this crap, Cyberpunk 2077 was taken off the PlayStation Store, but not Xbox. We'll get into that. So they said, the guys at CD Projekt Red said they're working hard to bring it back on the stores and fix everything, which I'm sure they are. I don't want to slam these guys. They've been pretty good with their other games. Xbox, though, is leaving it up. They're still offering refunds, but there's like this warning that pops up, which I think is a first in history, where like you go to buy a game and a warning says, hey, this game's fucked. You might want to buy it. So it's just pretty interesting. The statement, though, that they gave was, now according to the WindowsCentral.com, Sony made this statement that they strive to ensure a high level of customer satisfaction. Therefore, we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased Cyberpunk 2077 via PlayStation Store. They would also be removing Cyberpunk from the PlayStation Store until further notice. So there's no date where they said it's coming back on. It says, once we have confirmed that your purchase, blah, 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 we'll begin processing a refund. Please note that completion or the refund, it may vary based on your payment method and financial institution. Okay, cool. So they're trying to right their wrong, but Jesus Christ, dude, when is this going to stop? I put in an NES cart, the game's fucking good. You know, there's glitches because that's the nature of the beast. It's not the game being made wrong or programmed wrong. It's just that's how it is. But the game was ready to go when you played it. You put it in, no DLCs, no patches, no other bullshit. It's like we have all this technology now and all this money and these teams of people. Why can't you get this fucking right? You know, I don't know. So, whatever, dude. I'll give you a pass this time, but we'll see what you do with it. Okay, so speaking of older games that are good, or newer games of older shit that's good, Watermelon Games is releasing Paprium. It's a new Sega Genesis game, dude. It's pretty cool. Now, you know me, I'm not a big Sega guy, but I love homebrews and the stuff they're coming up with now. But, okay, so they've came out with a Pier Solar. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like an RPG, and right around, it was like 2010 they came out with it, and it was really good. It got a lot of good feedback. And then they had Sacred Line, which was kind of like a visual novel. It was really weird in 2014. Not as big. So this one's like kind of like their showboat game. You know, they're like, okay, well, we've had a really good one. We've had a decent one. Now it's time to blow your minds. But they had an epic epic fail launch party about 2 years ago. I'm not sure if they said, hey, let's figure this out and do it, but supposedly people are receiving emails about pre-orders in the mail saying like they're gonna come. So I guess they figured it out. No second launch party. I guess maybe they're scared. You know, scared. So here's to Watermelon Games for keeping retro alive. You know, that's how we do in the fam here. Someone's got to do it, and I'm glad they can, because I sure as hell don't know how to. Okay, so Nintendo. One of my favorite things to talk about on this channel is Nintendo fucking up. So they've been insane the past month or so, fucking up everything. Everybody, tournaments, people, games, you name it, they fucked it up. Well, guess what? There was a Splatoon tournament. Now get this, right? So Nintendo sets up this Splatoon tournament, offers a grand prize of $25 store credit. Grand prize, $25 store credit. What? I mean, like, for fuck's sake, Nintendo, you make millions of dollars and you can't even give people cash, let alone $25? Like, go fuck yourselves. I didn't even buy the damn game. But never, you know, that's not even why they fucked up, okay? So the teams have team names, and I think it was like 4 of the 8 teams had names that had to deal with a previous Nintendo fuck up, which it was Save Melee. I won't go into it. I did it at my last podcast. Check that out. So their name had like Save Melee or Melee this, blah, blah, blah. So Nintendo shut down the entire Splatoon tournament because of their names. Their names. The names of the teams. They shut it down. Oh God, we can't handle this. Oh my God. So then, okay, so the community, it just blows my mind they're just this fucking bad. Alright, they went to a different Splatoon tournament. Like, they got the guys from this one and added it to the one that was just being held by random people. Okay? And whoever won that got like $1,000-some. It was awesome. Okay? But the winners of that tournament never even got the $25 gift card from Nintendo. So Nintendo just completely bitched out. Dude, it's like, what the fuck, Nintendo? What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you just hate people? Like, I swear they just hate the people that give them money. Like, it's almost like one of those, like, bad BDSM people, where you're, like, paying someone to beat you with like, whips and shit. And, so maybe their fans are just really kinky. I don't know. But, like, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get why anyone supports this shithole company anymore. Like, I will refuse to buy anything Nintendo until they get their shit together. Like, it's to the point of being ridiculous. Like, it is being ridiculous. Like, how they're doing this. Because guess what? You thought that was it. No, Nintendo is still fucking up. Alright, so you think that was bad. Try this shit, right? So, a guy named Captain Alex. I'm pretty sure that's like a Twitter handle or something. Well, he makes like Joy-Con covers and stuff, you know, for Joy-Cons. Well, he made this like special Joy-Con set for a YouTuber streamer named Etika that passed away recently. So, and he sold all the charity, or stuff I can talk, all the money went to charity. He's like, dude, I'm doing this in Etika's name. Because I guess like the skin match is like something he did on his channel. I'm not too familiar. But all the proceeds went to charity and everything. It was a cool little thing. Well, guess what? He instantly gets a cease and desist order from Nintendo. So the dude like loses all his stock, can't make any more, lost money on the whole fucking thing. Because he was trying to raise some money for the charity that benefited the thing that Etika did, that he killed himself or whatever. It's like, dude, Nintendo, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Do you have any hearts or souls? Like, what the hell? Like, I can't wrap my head around how insane Nintendo's being this year. And then you think that's gotta be it, right? Because I've already reported like 5 things the past couple, you know, podcasts. Like, there can't be any more Nintendo fuck-up stories. You're wrong. I have at least one more. We'll give you one more. Maybe I'll save the rest for the next podcast. I need content, but Nintendo is just flooding me with it. Alright, so This one's not as bad, but it's still pretty fucked, right? So, Nintendo's always been pretty big on streamers and YouTubers using their shit in their videos and making money. A lot of times, streamers will put a video on YouTube, and it will have silent sections in there because it has, like, the Mario theme song or something. Well, get this, right? They shut down every soundtrack to Super Mario games, Legend of Zelda games, and Mario Kart Wii on YouTube. So if you use any music or play a game with that music on there, your shit's striked. Dude, I'm telling you, Nintendo is losing their goddamn minds. So, like, you can't even listen to it. Like, even the people who just put up the soundtrack, gone. They're starting to nix all these videos and give people strikes for it now. They just, like, came over there. It's like, here, all of a sudden we're just going to start being assholes and taking down every video that has Super Mario, Zelda, or Mario Kart in it. Because, you know, God forbid, have people that are fans of your shit and give you, what, free publicity? Oh, yeah, because when they post a video of them playing and enjoying your game, that's not going to get people to want it. Fucking retards. Yeah, I'm using that term, because that's where I'm at now. I think they are retarded. Like, I'm not saying that as just a slur. Like, I think that there's something wrong with the brains of these people, and that is the definition, so I'm using it correctly. But goddamn, like, for real. Like, they have to be. They have to be retarded. They have to be out of their brains and don't know what's going on. Like, I don't have another explanation. It's just like, I can give like 3 examples of Nintendo fucking up every 2 weeks on these podcasts. So, something's going on over there. But there we go. There's our quickies for the day. So, we're going to get to our main topics, okay? Well, actually, I only have one main topic, because this is like the biggest thing ever, right? I'm going to put something on the screen for you guys. It's a little picture to help kind of go along with everything. But it's getting kind of crazy out there. Those, you know, a lot of us like streaming services now. You know, you got Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. Well, most of these places put out like 1 or 2 shows here and there, you know, to like kind of ease it in. You don't want to throw everything like at someone at one time. Well, Disney Plus is changing the fucking game on us here, man. Yeah, they've always had their head up their butts. No joke, right? So, what sucks here... God, I need to get someone to do this for me. These people that, like, come in here and... I gotta click all this shit. Oh my gosh. I don't have time for this. Can someone, like, block this dude? I need to get... What do they call those people that watch your channels and do this for you? Alright, well, anyways, so... Disney Plus is going fucking nuts. They dropped this huge bomb on us saying that they're gonna, like, release, like, 30 shows. It's fucking ridiculous. So, I'm gonna try to go over them all really quick and really fast. And then I'm gonna rate them from 1 to 10 on how much I will watch and like them. Alright, so first off, one of the really random ones, that's why I started with this, is there's going to be a Buzz Lightyear sci-fi film. Now, it's not about Buzz Lightyear the toy. So, in the lore of Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear toy is based off an actual Buzz Lightyear dude. So this is going to be an actual movie with people about the person that the toy is made of, or made about, like the actual Buzz Lightyear. And it's supposed to be played by Chris Evans, dude, Mr. Captain America, and then one of my favorite movies, the dude in Snowpiercer. If you haven't seen Snowpiercer, holy shit, maybe I'll put that on my next Netflix recommendation. But yeah, June 17th of 2022, just to get this live-action sci-fi Buzz Lightyear movie. So, you know what? 8 out of 10. I'm really interested in that, because I'm not a big Toy Story fan. I don't hate it, but I don't care. You know, I just don't care. And, I don't know, like, this to me sounds kind of interesting. You know, if it was animated, it'd be a much lower number, but live action with Snowpiercer, I'm there, dude. Alright, so the next one is this animated. There's a lot of these that are animated, which I think that's why they're doing it. Animation is just easy shit now. It's kind of like the throwaway bottom of the barrel content anymore. But they have this What If series. Now, it will show events from the MCU and that may have planned out. May have. So, like, you have, like, spoilers, Spider-Man dies at Endgame, but, like, what may have happened if this. So, like, the first episode is, like, what if Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum before Steve Rogers? See, now that's a cool what if. Or, like, another episode is if Loki used Thor's hammer instead of Thor. These sound kind of cool. Now, they're all theoretical, hypothetical, blah, blah, blah. So, they are not, like, considered, like, books in the MCU and the lore. But I think that this is going to be a cool show. This is going to be probably a 10 out of 10. I'm definitely going to check this out. Because I always say that shit all the time. When I have conversations with people, I'm like, well, what if? So, it's like someone read my mind and made a show. So, that's going to be a 10 out of 10 for me. So, the next one is a Hawkeye show. And, of course, Jeremy Renner and Hailey Steinfeld, Steinfeld, are going to be in it. And it's events after Endgame about Hawkeye training his daughter Kate Bishop to be the next Hawkeye. I think this is going to be boring as shit. No one gives a fuck about Hawkeye to begin with. I think Jeremy Renner held people hostage and made this happen so that he can bring back his website that he charges his fans to see really shitty pictures of himself. And yes, that actually happened. So, I don't know. This is going to be like a 3 out of 10. Like, just enough that, like, if I'm really bored, I might look at it just to laugh at it. But, I mean, who gives a shit, right? Alright, so the next one is McMarvel. Played by, was it Eamon Vellani? I'm terrible with names. Don't cancel me because of bullshit. Alright, so Eamon Vellani. Okay, she's a teenage Pakistani with shape-shifting abilities who discovers she's inhuman and will tie into the next Captain Marvel movie. Well, I mean, I don't know much about this. I always thought Miss Marvel was like an older white woman that got her powers from like falling out of a plane or something, and she was like Rogue's mom and shit. I don't know. So I don't know where the hell all this teenage Pakistani shape-shifting bullshit came from. I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing two characters, but I don't know. I have no interest in this whatsoever. This is just going to be another teen angst bullshit movie where she like figures out she has powers halfway through and then doesn't even use them till the last 15 minutes. I don't know. This is going to be a 2 out of 10 for me. I don't even think 2's, maybe even 1. I hate to do 1. But I'm gonna go with 2. Yeah. All right. So the next one is Moon Knight, played by Oscar Isaac. I don't know Oscar Isaac, but I love Moon Knight. Like, Moon Knight was a really cool character, and to be honest, I never even knew him until I played Ultimate Alliance for the 360. And it's like, oh, fuck, Moon Knight. Like, I remember seeing him in, like, random comics, but I never read, like, a Moon Knight comic. And he was awesome. He was kind of like a badass daredevil. So, it's all about Moon Knight. He was a criminal, and him becoming the Fist of Khonshu. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Which was more of like, I don't know, like a martial arts sort of thing. You know, like he becomes like this badass guy. And then develops multiple personalities. So, but they all are like a superhero. So I think that sounds pretty damn interesting. We're going to go 6 out of 10. I would give it more if I knew more. But like we just got like little basic outlines of these, so we don't really kind of know what's going on yet. But that one's on my radar. 6 out of 10. She-Hulk. Yeah, they're making a She-Hulk by Tatiana Maslany, Tim Roth, and of course our Mark Ruffalo coming back as the Incredible Hulk. But it's about Bruce Banner's cousin, which is Tatiana's character, becoming a Hulk from receiving a blood transfer from him. So that's literally the only information they gave us. She gets a blood transfer from Bruce Banner, and like somehow gets like the Hulk thing, and yeah, I don't know. But it's She-Hulk, right? Like, do we really care? I mean, because like She-Hulk to me was always really boring because she didn't have the Hulk. Like Hulk's like, oh, Hulk smash, rah, 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 and he's just like this loose cannon and fucking awesome. She was more like just I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, it was, to me, it just didn't fit the Hulk thing. So we'll see. I'm not really looking for it. Maybe a 4 out of 10 in that range, because it could be good. I'm not going into it with high hopes. All right, so this is a weird show. It's called Secret Invasion. It stars Samuel L. Jackson as his Nick Fury character and Ben Mendelsohn as the Talos character. If you remember from Captain Marvel, the green guy looked like an elf. They're bringing those two back. So it's a Captain Marvel spin-off about a faction, so a group of these shape-shifting Skrulls, which is what those elf-looking people are, who have been infiltrating Earth for years. So it's kind of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. found out about these guys, and they're just going to make a whole show about how they, like, fuck with them. I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of cool, but I mean, like, it just seems so unnecessary. This is another, like, 4 out of 10. Like, I can see there being a decent amount of action, but I think it's more just going to be military drama, because of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to get into that too much. Alright, so we have Ironheart, played by Riri Williams. I really hope that's how you pronounce that. Riri. I'm sorry, the character's Riri Williams, and it's played by Dominique Thorne. A lot of people don't even know this story, but it's about how Riri reverse engineers Tony Stark's armor, but to defend her neighborhood. So it's you already know right out of the gate, it's going to be some poor pathetic me sob story about a girl growing up in the ghetto and all this bullshit, and it's going to completely take away from Marvel. This is going to be a 1 out of 10. This is going to be fucking terrible. I'm calling it now. It's going to appeal to all those, and I'm not sounding racist here, but it's going to appeal to black people that live in areas who they're struggling to survive, and I get their struggle. I feel sorry for those people. I don't feel sorry for people that make money off of someone else's struggle like that, because that's all this is. It's just fan service for those people, and I think it's going to be terrible. Like, the whole plot is stupid. Even if you didn't have to deal with that, it's just, the whole idea is dumb. How this little girl could take this armor and just go, oh, I know what the fuck this is, and make a new Iron Man. I'm sorry. Just, it's dumb. We've had this movie made 1,000 times. Like, come on. 1 out of 10. Alright, so the next one, another Iron Man. It's called Armor Wars. It's going to have the guy who played War Machine, James Rhodes, and then, I did it again. James Rhodes is the name of the character called War Machine. The guy who played it, Don Cheadle, is going to play it again. And the whole storyline of the show is that Tony Stark's tech falls into the wrong hands, and War Machine is the guy who saves the fucking day. Yay! Because that's what we need. Why wouldn't you just make an Iron Man show? Oh, I know why. Because even the guy who plays Iron Man is fucking sick of it. Well, so let's just get a B-rate Iron Man. It's the same goddamn plot. This is going to be a 2 out of 10. I didn't give it a 1 because people are going to watch it because the dude's been in other movies. And, now that, sorry, I forgot his real name. The Black Panther guy died. There's no other, black superhero guy that's going to be highlighted in any of this. So I think that'll get a little bit of a crowd for that reason. But to be honest, this is just a shit plot with a shit character. I don't see it being anything. Alright, so yeah, we're still going. So I Am Groot. This is to be announced. There's no time in which that it's going to be announced or who's going to be in. All we know is that it'll be a series of shorts. That's it. That's all they said. A series of shorts about Groot called I Am Groot. That's it. That's literally the sentence they gave us. You motherfuckers. So, there you go. I can't say anything else about it other than, fuck you, it's going to be a 2 out of 10 again. Who gives a shit about Groot? It was one of those, Baby Yoda things that people just like it because it's fucking cute. Because the character sucks. Groot sucks. He's like a retarded Pokemon. I'm using that again, too, because I really do think that he is. I think, he's just not all there. He's just, oh, I don't know, and he's just that, and all he says is Groot. How can you make a whole show about some guy who just goes Groot, Groot? It's gonna be a flop. Okay, so Fantastic Four MCU film finally. Now, everyone's going, oh crap, another Fantastic Four movie. No, this one actually is going to be directed by John Lotz, who does all the new Spider-Man movies that everyone likes. So there's some hope there, okay? The other bit of hope is that this is not an Origins of Power story. It seems like they keep trying to redo how these people got their powers. None of them have done it right, by the way, because the real plot, is that it was a space accident, but you never heard that now, did you? Alright, so there's no actual information about this movie yet, but they said they've already started writing and getting stuff ready for production, and yeah, it's not going to be an Origin of Power story, so it's going to continue the story, and we'll see. If they use Doctor Doom as the enemy again, I'm going to flip a fucking table. Can we please just use one of the other, 1,000 enemies that they've had? Just something new. Just give me something fucking new. This, though, I'm going to put it high. I'm going to say 6 out of 10. Because I like the Fantastic Four. I love the premise of it. I just don't think they've really captured the essence of the comics yet. So I'm going in there with some hopes. But not too many. Alright. So Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. This one makes me laugh. Because the first thing I can think of is hopefully it's not as bad as the Star Wars Christmas special. If you guys aren't familiar, Star Wars made a Christmas special about 40 years ago, and oh my god, was it a cringe factor. Dude, it's bad. Bad. Trust your boy. It's worth watching, but it has that Sharknado, the room sort of feel. So it's awesome. RPD! Buddy! My man. Thank you for that, dude. Dude, that's got to be for 10 months? Jeez, 10 months, my man. You are awesome. Alright, so yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special. All we know is that it's going to be the original cast, and that's it. That's all they told us. Oh yeah, we're going to bring back the original cast for a Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, but we'll tell you more about that later. Alright. So, in the Marvel MCU category, there's 3 big shows, and I'm calling these are going to be the 3 big boy shows out of all this mess. Yeah, we didn't even get to all the other shit. The Star Wars. We're still on Marvel. That's what I said, dude. This is a hell of a show, man. A hell of a drop. So the first one that comes to mind is Loki. Now, Loki's one of those characters that, I call them peasant nerds. If you had, a kingdom of nerds, what would be the king and queen, and then, the servants of the king and queen, and then, the army, and then the peasants, the people who, act like they give a shit, or, maybe, one little thing, they're, the blacksmith, of nerds or something. This is going to appeal to them, because Loki is that character that, us true, MCU nerds, we don't really care about Loki too much. He's cool and all, but he's just a B-rate character. We're in there for the big boys. But here they go. They're going to make a whole show. This is called Loki. That's it. Loki. Alright, okay. Loki. So it's going to have Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson in it, like it should. But this one's weird. Alright, so I have to walk you through it, okay? In the movie Endgame, when Loki gets a hold of the Tesseract and disappears, this show is going to take place in that version of Loki. Not the version of Loki in the Thor movie series. Because, he, spoiler alert, he dies, all this other weird shit happened. Cool. No, this is supposed to take place between those 2 events. Where he's going to travel through time and to get into shenanigans. I think one of the ideas for the episodes was that he's the one that he turned himself into DB Cooper and jumped out of the plane, that kind of shit. So it's gonna be a history meets Loki shit. I don't know. This one I'm on the fence about, because watch the riff track version of the holiday special they made. Oh jeez, I have to check it out. But yeah, I think they fucked up on this one. I think they could have made a cool Loki one if they kept it in Asgard and stuff, but to make a show about stuff that actually happened in history and say that it was Loki instead of real people. I don't know how good this is going to go over. Nor, like, does it even, like, fit in the MCU? Like, I just don't think, like the whole Marvel idea of comics is fantasy. You know? Like, these people have superpowers and shit. Like, I know X-Men takes place in this, but, like, it's still about their powers and how they use them. This is just Loki being, like, nefarious. Like, I don't know. I don't see this one going over well. I'm going to put it at, like, a 5 out of 10. I think it'll be interesting because I think they're going to put the most, effort into this. So it'll be done well. I just don't think it will hit like they think it will. Alright, so then the second one is The Falcon and Winter Soldier, played by Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, the guys who did play the Falcon and Winter Soldier in the Captain American series. So this is supposed to also take place after Endgame. They didn't give much more information about it. But it's supposed to be just what those two do. That was the gist I got out of it. Like how they live their lives. Like it's kind of like what the old Superman show used to be like. Like he shows him in his everyday life, and then I change into Superman. I think it's going to be one of those sort of things. So this will be a little bit more interesting. I would give this like a 7 out of 10 because I think this is going to be a good blend of like reality, like what actually exists in the world, and like how they play parts in it. Which to me was really neat idea that I think when drawn out, not a movie, but drawn out into like episodes, we can get more drama involved and more like reoccurring characters and extras and like, like people, not just mutants, So I think this one has potential. Alright, so now the big one that I think is going to get the most, actually, it's called Wanda Vision. Now this is a weird one, but I really think this has a lot of potential. It's going to be played by Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Netton again, the two that played those characters in Endgame. But get this. So the premise is that it takes place in Scarlet Witch's mind. Whether it's real or not, we don't know. But it takes place in her mind as she manifests this like dream family version of her life with Vision. And it's set in the 1950s. So, like, in her head, she's married to Vision. And they have this, like, I don't know what you would call it. Like, just, like, the shows from 1950s. Think about those. Like, I forget their names. But any show that talks about, like, a man and woman married and they got kids and shit in the 50s. It's supposed to be like that, but with them and their powers. And then it's supposed to lead into that new Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness movie. So, I don't know. This sounds interesting as hell. Like, I would... Because they're starting to go back. Like, they got that Wonder Woman in the 80s movie that came out. But then, none of them really went, like, far back. And I think this is going to be a really cool timepiece sort of thing. Like, how would people in the 50s react, without the technology and all that shit? So this one really excites me, to be honest. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I can't wait to see what they do with this. Because, like, those are, like, two characters that are really goddamn cool that they never put a lot of thought into. And then, to put them in the 1950s and then make it part of her brain where she can kind of control things on an unrealistic way. Set in the 50s. Dude, this is going to be cool. So, yeah, those are all the Marvel MCU shit, right? So, here we go. Now we got Star Wars. There's a whole mess of Star Wars shit coming out, too. So, let's just jump into it. So, the first one that tickled my fancy was the show called Obi-Wan Kenobi. Which is then, get this, it's bringing back Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. Yeah, dudes are both coming back. So, that's going to be pretty cool. And it's supposed to take place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So, after I've got the high ground, Anakin, like, 10 years after that. So, they both established themselves as who they are for 10 years. And I guess it's between that and Episode 4. So, maybe it's going to explain why he went into hiding and all that. And how the dark side of the Force rose, I don't know. This might be really cool. And they did give off a huge hint. I'm not going to tell you what it is. That those two are going to face off again. Because to our knowledge so far, they've never faced off between I've got the high ground Anakin and I'm just going to let you kill me so that Luke can live and, between the two movies. So, you've got my attention, man. And Obi-Wan was always one of my favorite characters of all time. I thought he was like the best Jedi ever. and like, yeah, he's just the man. So this is 9 out of 10. I can't give it a 10 because I think they can really ruin it with Hayden Christensen, because I really do think he's a shit actor at playing that part. He's not a shit actor in general. I've seen him in other things, and he was pretty damn good, to be honest. But I just think he just, like, destroyed that character in the first 3 movies. So we'll see. We'll see. But we'll say 9 out of 10 for sure. Okay, here's a really odd one. I can't believe they're going to make a whole show about this. But it's called Ashoka, which I don't even know how to pronounce it right, because I've never even heard of this damn character. It's played by Rosario Dawson, which I love. I think she is fucking gorgeous and talented, and oh my god, right? She's going to play Ashoka, and it's supposed to take place during the Mandalorian timeline on her hunt for Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I'm not trying to spoil anything, so like obviously that kind of gives away what it's about. But I just don't get how they're going to make a whole show about that. I don't know, though. So we'll see. What's that? But Vader said in 4, when I left you, I was a learner, now I am the master. Yeah. No meeting between 3 and 4. Exactly. There was no meeting between the 3rd and 4th movie. So they're hitting it, though. Like, trust me, if you do your research, you'll see what the hell I'm talking about. They're going to have a battle at some point. So I'm really curious about that. And yes, Rosario's awesome. I especially loved her in that Kevin Smith film about movies. Dude, I fucking love that, man. Movies. But yeah, Jay and Silent... No, not Jay and Silent Bob. Clerks. Clerks 2. Dude, Clerks 2 was such an amazing movie. And she was amazing. And you want to talk about sexy? Oh my god, right? If that movie didn't make you fall in love with Rosario Dawson, you don't have a goddamn heart. Alright, so, next. This is another one that I just don't understand the reasoning. Like, okay, you can make a show out of this, but why? It's called Rangers of the New Republic. It's another Mandalorian spin-off. They haven't announced anything yet other than the 3 shows, Ashoka, Rangers of the New Republic, and the Mandalorian are going to like merge into one. So they gave the plot of Ashoka, but they didn't give the plot of the Rangers of the New Republic. They're just like, oh, we're just going to have these guys here, and there's going to be like these story arcs that they're going to be in, and eventually it's all going to lead to blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, well, fuck you then, you know? Like, I don't get the point, but whatever. All right, so another one. That's a real stretch. I mean, like, real stretch. But, oh, I didn't give it a rating. Rangers of the New Republic? 5 out of 10, maybe. It's got a neat idea, but, eh. Okay, so Andor. This one's just called Andor, right? It stars Diego Luna, who played Cassian Andor from Rogue One. You guys remember Rogue One? The wannabe Han Solo character? Him. And then Alan Tudyk plays the K2SO robot. Remember that big robot with the British accent and shit? Those two finding their way into the rebellion. So, in Rogue One, they were part of the rebellion, right? And they did the thing. They got the plans for the Death Star. Gave it to Yavin 4. Whatever. Well, this is supposed to lead up to that point. I'm not too certain. As I said, like, I'm not too certain what they're going to do with it. To be honest, like, it's going to be rough. And I really do think it's going to be rough. Like, rough. But maybe it'll be cool, so I'm going to give it another 5 out of 10. It's right down the middle. Like, I think this can be good and interesting, and there's a lot to work with if it's just, like, them being, like, smugglers and shit like Han. So, yeah, there's potential there. I'll even go 6. We'll go 6 out of 10. So then the next one is The Bad Batch. This is an animated one. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the Clone Wars. I think it's just fan service for kids. I really think it was garbage. I think it messed up the Star Wars timeline. I think it was unnecessary and destroyed everything that we like. So this is supposed to be from the Clone Wars about a team of rogue clone troopers. So like clone troopers who decided, fuck them, we're going and doing this. And then it takes place after the Revenge of Sith. Like, well, no shit, it's the Clone Wars. I mean, I don't know. I just think this is just going to be another garbage fan service for people who like Clone Wars. I don't see any point in the story. I don't see why they would follow like clone troopers. Who gives a fuck about clone troopers? They're clone troopers. They're all Jango Fett's. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, is that what they're going to do? Is that they're just going to like have like the same guy play like 6 people in different... Like, I don't know. I just don't see what they're going to do with this. This is at 2 out of 10. This is going to be fucking horrible. Bad Batch, yeah. Fuck you. It's gonna suck. Alright, so this next one is called Visions. Now, again, I think this is going to be just more of a cash grab. Like, there's no reason for it. They're just doing it to make some more money. But it's a collection of 10 animated shorts. It's going to be like that show. Remember on the last podcast I said go watch Love, Sex, and Robots? It's going to be like that, where each episode is going to be done by different animators and have different things, or like the Animatrix is an example, or like that that movie or the collection of shorts about Halo. Like it's going to be like one of those. So I don't know. I think it's just for nerds to rub one out on. It's going to be dumb. There might be like 1 or 2 good ones in there because of the animation, but I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. I'm not too interested in this. Because they didn't even say like what it's going to be about. They just said Visions. Like, they didn't even give like, is it going to be, you know, between this movie or about this? Or, they did nothing. Fucking nothing. So, I don't know what to think. 3 out of 10. Alright, so then, the next one is a Droid Story, okay? It is what it sounds. Again, this is going to be just more fan service bullshit. It's where they're going to follow R2-D2 and C-3PO, and it's about how they met and how they guide some new hero. I don't know if that means Luke, because we've already seen that in Episode 4. Because you never noticed they met each other. This is what I don't get, okay? They act like they met each other on the Sandcrawler in the 4th movie. So what do you mean you're going to write a show about how they met and guide some new hero? They already fucking made that movie. It's called A New Hope. I don't know. This one I'm not interested in at all. Like, how entertaining can... Well, you're just being this. Like, okay, it's a fun little banter here and there sprinkled in the movies, but as a show, as a standalone show, I mean, this is going to be terrible. Well, yeah, technically they met in Episode 1. But they're talking about, like, why won't this leave my screen? Weird. Alright, so, they're saying, though, like, they actually use the word, and guide some new hero. Who? Like, what the... I don't know. This thing's gonna suck. 3 out of 10. So now there's 2 I left at the end, as I think these are going to be the best 2. Again, not based on much, but the first one is called The Acolyte. Now this takes place 100 years before the Phantom Menace. Yeah, 100 years before Phantom Menace, and it's a thriller, a mystery thriller is what they call it, about the end of the High Republic. Dude, like that's going to be like the rise of the Empire and shit. Like. The dark side of the Force, that's when they were the most powerful and shit. If I remember correctly. I'm not too sure on my pre-Star Wars lore. But, dude, this one sounds fucking awesome. A mystery thriller in Star Wars universe before all the shit. Dude. I have no idea why it's called The Acolyte. But, man, that is fucking awesome. This one's going to be cool, man. They're going to run their franchise into the grave. Yeah. With all this shit, yeah. So then here's the one that I think might be the most interesting. I should have gave it to The Acolyte. You know what? I think The Acolyte's going to be the most interesting one for like us real Star Wars nerds. The rest of this is fan service bullshit because they're trying to make money. I think The Acolyte, though, is Star Wars fans are going to talk about. The next one maybe too. It's called Lando. That's it. Nothing is known except that it'll eventually happen. No shit. They gave no information. All they did is they put it in that picture that I'm showing you, and that's it. People are like, well, what the fuck? Lando, is it? Are we getting original Lando? Are we getting the new school Lando? What the fuck's it about? So you're wondering, well, why would I put that on the top of my list then, right? Because that's the one character that if you talk to Star Wars fans, that's the one everyone's been waiting for a backstory on. That one. Because they're like, okay, because all you get is when he gets introduced in Cloud City, they talk a little, like him and Han have a little bit of a banter, and you learn that he was the original owner of the Millennium Falcon, which blew our minds too. We're like, well, wait a fucking second. This is the dude who owned the Millennium Falcon? But they never really went into how he became friends with Han, or how he became the mayor of Cloud City and shit. You know what I'm saying? They left all that to the imagination. I'm sure there was fan books written on it. I don't give a fuck about all that, so I don't know about it. But this interests me because this is the story I've been wanting to be told. That's why I loved Rogue One so much. Because I remember as a kid growing up, how did they get those plans for the Death Star? This is another question I had. Who the fuck is Lando? Maybe we'll find out. I'm really curious about that. I would really want to see old school Lando dude come in on this for at least a cameo of something, kind of like what Stan Lee used to do in his movies. He didn't be Stan Lee in the movie, so he wouldn't be Lando in the show, but he makes his appearance in it somehow. That'd be pretty cool, man. All right, so we finally got through it all. Holy shit, right? It only took an hour. There's just so much being dropped on Disney Plus, and it's everyone's like, "Oh, well, that's cool, right?" No, that's not fucking cool, because there's no way you're gonna watch all of this, and it's just gonna destroy people's time, and for not a good reason. It's all gonna be garbage, and everyone's gonna be talking about Star Wars in the wrong ways. We've established a Star Wars, and we have a conversation. Now we got all these, peasant nerds coming in. Oh, did you watch The Bad Batch last night? Oh, no, go fuck yourselves. I don't know. I don't see this being any good for the Star Wars MCU. So we'll see. But here we go. At the end of our podcast, I always like to give a little shout out to myself. If you scroll down below, you'll see links to the YouTube, the Discord, the Twitter. Twitter is just there so you guys know when I do this kind of stuff and when I'm live streaming. I don't blow it up. I don't send you shit. That's all it is there. It's like a little reminder on a calendar app or something, right? But YouTube's where it's at, dude. All my videos go up there, all my streams, everything. I do a little bit of editing, some fun. It's a good time. And then, yes, of course, follow me on Twitch and all that stuff. And then there's a Discord link. The Discord is amazing. We have a good time. We share things. We have conversations. A couple people are making hacks, so you get to see their progress. Dude, it's a lot of fun, man. If you like retro gaming and cool dudes, there's probably some chicks in there, too. Don't want to leave them out. They're my favorite. But, yeah, go ahead and check that out. So, dum-da-da-da. Netflix recommendation. Auntie Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun. If that title doesn't grab you, I don't know what does, right? But it is like the new age Monty Python. I fucking love it, dude. It's a little cringy because it's that, millennial humor that I would say millennials ruin humor for everybody, because now it's all about how cringy can you be, how weird can you be, and there's no jokes anymore. So it has kind of that feeling to it, I'm not gonna lie, but they did it in a really good way that it's just like Monty Python but without the animation. It just has that feeling. It's weird, it's off the wall, it's fun, it's a good show. There's only 6 episodes or something, and I'm getting really sick of that shit. Shows used to be 30 episodes a season, now we're getting 6. We're getting fucking 6, dude. 6 shows? Come on. But totally worth watching. I had a good time. I binged it in 2 nights. Auntie Donna's Big Ol' House of Fun, man. So good. And I probably should just take this off, right? No one cares about that. And then, I got something new. We always have a Discord question here. Didn't feel like using one. So, I came up with a cool little Christmas list for you guys. You ready for this? Now, it's Christmas time. And a lot of people know some gamers, and they're always saying, hey, I get questioned all the time. What do you get a gamer for Christmas? What do gamers want? You're a gamer. What do gamers want, right? So I made a list of top 5 things to get gamers and a top 5 list of things not to get gamers. So let's go with the things to get them. So in case you're writing this down, start your list with this, right? My number 5, anything not related to gaming. Oh, you didn't expect that, did you? Well, the reason being is most gamers, they got everything they need. You know, they got the t-shirts, they got the backpacks, they got the shit on the walls, they got poster. You know, they don't need it. And more than likely, you're going to pick out something from a game they don't play or something they don't enjoy. You know, so just stop. Just don't even get them something game related. Get them something else. You know what? Get them like some comfy underwear to sit in when they play. You know, or a heated blanket or something. You know, like, just stay away from things not related to gaming. But if you need to, here's number 4, right? A supply of their favorite beverage or snack. Like a case of Mountain Dew Code Red? Fuck yeah. Like, for real, I know that sounds crazy, but that's something that every gamer has to play. They gotta eat, they gotta snack, and they gotta drink. Especially the drinks. They always got something sitting there so they can sip. Find out what their favorite beverage is, and then just blow them away with it, dude. Like if you gotta spend $20, four cases of Mountain Dew, man. Boom. Dude, that's like a month's supply for them. And they will love it. They'll be like, no way, this is like my favorite. Like, swear to God, you don't think so. Just take my word, though. Alright, number 3, accessories, switchers, controller mods, new cables, this kind of stuff. Don't get them the games or the consoles or anything. Just like accessories, like things that are like meant for charging, like an extra battery pack would be cool. Controller mods, like no one likes the plain controllers, except Nintendo. Fuck you, Nintendo, canceling Edica's thing. Okay, whatever. But you know, like something to like modify their controller, like a sticker overlay or something. You know, something you put on their console. You know, that kind of stuff. How you got gout? That's funny. But yeah, like that kind of stuff is great because it's something gamers are not going to buy because they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to spend $30 on this because I can buy a game for that. You know, but if you want to, that's pretty sweet, and they're going to enjoy that every time they play a game. They're going to see that controller skin and go, dude, this is fucking cool, man. I can't believe they did that. All right, so number 2 is controllers. Dude, fucking controllers. Can I hear an amen from all the gamers out there? Controllers, dude. Oh my god. Like, they're expensive as shit. No gamer likes buying them. We see, amen's in the chat. Dude, I'm telling you, controllers. Controllers. Like, there is never a time a gamer does not want a new controller. Just find out what system they play. But I'm telling you, controllers, controllers, controllers. Like, even if their controller isn't per se bad, they will still love that new controller because it's better stick control, the buttons aren't worn, the dog didn't chew off half of a joystick. You know, like, it's just, like, that's the one of the best. But, our number 1, the things to get them, is gift cards to their favorite place for gaming stuff. Whether that's an online store, or like, do not give it to GameStop. Do not give money to the Third Reich of gaming. Fuck you, GameStop. But no, somewhere else. Like, we have one called The Exchange here. They sell gift cards. Get them an Exchange gift card. Or whatever the mom and pop store is that's down the road that they go to. Let them pick it out. Because as bad as or cheap as it might sound to, like, oh, I don't want to get them a game card or a gift card, it doesn't show that I put thought. No, when it comes to a gamer, it means you put a lot of thought into it because you're allowing them to get something that they want, whether it's a new game or a DLC or, you know, a couple indie games, something that, like, they wouldn't put their extra money into, but now that they got this extra money, you know what? Maybe I will get that DLC. You know what? I've had this on my wish list forever. Now that I don't have to pay for it, I'm gonna get it. And I just think, like, for gamers, not for everybody, but for gamers, those gift cards go a long way. So that's my number 1. So yes, number 5, anything not related to gaming. 4, supply of their favorite beverage or snack. 3, accessories, switchers, control mods, new cables, blah blah blah. 2, controllers, and 1, gift cards. So that's the top 5 things to get the gamers. Now here's my top 5 things of what not to get gamers for Christmas. We don't want this shit. Stop getting it for us. 5, a subscription or an online pass to anything. A, they probably already have one. and B, you'll probably get them something to where they don't want. Now, this is close to the gift card thing, but the gift card thing is allowing them to pick said, game subscription, whatever. But like, if you buy them an Xbox subscription and they don't play it anymore, they're a PS5 guy now, or you know what I'm saying? Like, just don't get them something specific. It's like getting someone jewelry. You have a 50-50 chance of them hating it or loving it. So just don't do it. Just don't fucking do it. Get them the gift card, let them pick it. Don't do it. Okay, 4, games. Unless they specifically ask for a title, do not buy them a game. It could be the wrong system. It could require VR or Kinect. It could be a game they already have and hate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't buy games. Just don't buy games. I know it sounds weird, but don't buy them a game. Give them the gift card so they can pick the game out when they want something. Unless they like, I want, the new Call of Duty, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we'll get them the new Call of Duty. But then you also run the risk of someone else buying them the new Call of Duty. Then they have 2 Call of Duties. They can't do shit about it. Just stay away from the games, okay? Alright, 3. Anything that just sits on the shelf and collects dust. Like Popco figures, or, like little like trinkets, or like these things that come in with candy in it or something. Like, it's just fucking stupid. We have all this shelf space for video games. We want it for the games. We don't want to clutter it with all these little toys and trinkets and bullshit. Like, we get happy about it. Like, oh, cool, it's so cute. And then we just go, oh, what the fuck am I going to do with this? It takes up game space on the shelf. It takes up just everything. It's stupid. We all have, like, one little shelf, and we go to, like, conventions and buy things because it gives us the memory. Not, oh, my aunt got this for me for Christmas. No one gives a fuck. They want, oh, well, I went to San Diego Comic-Con and found this guy and did this, and, those are the stories we want. We don't want a Christmas gift from blah, blah, blah. So just stay away from that shit. Just don't. Go with the stuff I told you to get them. Okay, number 2. A console they don't have. Another one. This one sounds weird to people who aren't gamers, but you're just giving them a bill. You're like, oh, well, he wanted the new PS5, so I'm going to give him the PS5. But guess what? Are you going to get him controllers? Are you going to buy him games? How about an online subscription? No, you just got them a fucking bill. Because they have to go and buy that. So all of a sudden now they got to buy 2 controllers. There's $100. They got to buy a couple games. There's $100. They got to buy the online passes to play them with everybody. There's another $100. Like, you literally just gave them a $300 bill. So unless you're buying the whole package for them, don't. Like, it's stupid. Like, because that's everyone's go-to. But I remember it happened to me. I got the 360. I waited in line to the day of the 360. Got the 360. Wasn't fucking thinking. I had enough money to buy 1 controller and 1 game. Not even 2 controllers and 2 games. 1 in that. Because I was like, oh crap. Now I have to get those things. And ever since then I've wondered, what about all those people that they open their gift and it's just a console and a controller? They're like, well, they're fucked, right? So just don't do that. Because no one wants a gift where they have to put another $200 or $300 into. Even if it is a new console. Alright, so the number 1, and oh my god, I can't stress this enough. Don't get gamers t-shirts of what you think they'll like or a popular game. Oh my god. Okay, so I have to put a little explanation into this. Right off the bat, we probably already have the shirts we want. Hands down, that's what we've gotten the shirts. We order them online. We see them. It's a thing, okay? We've done it. Second is, how do you know they want to represent that to the world? Now, when we go out, we're already, in a sense, exiled in conversation. Meaning, like, unless we're talking to people that have established themselves as a nerd, and that specific type of nerd, then we're not allowed to really like talk about the stuff that we like and the stuff that we do, because then everyone just looks at it, it's like, oh, here we go, like no one wants to hear it. So when we go out with these shirts on, it kind of has that same effect, like, oh god, look at, here we go, here's not one of those kind of nerds, and it just kind of turns people away. So when we wear them in the sense that we want to attract other people to have those conversations and represent what we like. But it has to be very specific, it'd be like if you were a Cleveland Browns fan and someone got you a Ravens shirt. Yeah, you like football, but you like the Browns specifically, and the Ravens used to be a Brown, so that should set people off. So same thing with games. You can be like, I love Halo, and someone gives you a Call of Duty shirt, and you're like, I know that's a FPS on the same console, but I fuck this shirt, you know? So, like, it's just one of those things that you just gotta stick away from. Just get, that's why I made the list, the 5 things to get them. Stick with that list, man. Don't just, and then the other thing is we have like 1,000 goddamn t-shirts. Like, I can't get rid of enough t-shirts because these people keep fucking buying them for me. Swear to God, every year, at least one person buys me a fucking t-shirt of some video game. Or just like, you know, like, classically trained with a Nintendo controller. Dude, I have like 50 of these fucking shirts. Like, stop. Just stop. Like, to me, that is the most unthoughtful gift you can give. Because, you know, people are like, oh, well, the gift card just means you didn't put thought and effort into it. No. You know what means you didn't put thought and effort into it? Oh, that's about video games. I'll just fucking buy it for them. No. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope my list helped you guys pick out some awesome Christmas gifts. That's going to wrap it up for the NRE podcast tonight. Hope you guys had a good time watching. Do that like, subscribe, follow thing. All my links are down below. And join that Discord. I'll be asking questions and stuff for the podcast. We got Dare Adam. I didn't do that tonight because it's Christmas special. But, as always, peace.